mean as sick as all that?
You get back into your bed and stay there.
All right, I'll do it if you just calm down.
I'm calm. Now you do as I tell you. You're a sick man. You're deathly sick.
All right, all right.
Hurry, Ellie, come quick. Uncle Jed's sick.
I'm coming. What can I do to help? You can get them varmints and them critters out of here. Don't you know your pa is sick?
Yes, ma'am, Granny. But don't worry, they won't catch nothing.
Get him out of here. Get him out. Jethro, you go get me a mud dauber's nest. Some rich weed, some dog banes, some stump waters, some dried beetles, and some lizard eggs. I got doctoring to do.
I ain't never known Pa to be sick before.
That man's never ailed a day in his life.
What you reckon it is?
City living, that's what it is. There ain't enough outdoors for a mountain man like Jed. They keep filling it up with buildings. First thing you know, all the outdoors is going to be indoors.
Granny!
What in tarnation?
I couldn't find no stump water, Granny, so I dug this up. Now you can make your own.
Don't you know that stump water has got to sit in the stump to green up 30 to 40 days in order to get any power? Now, give Ellie the retchweed and get this mess out of here.
Well, I couldn't find no retchweed, nor dog bane either. Couldn't find no lizard eggs, nor dried beetle.
How can you be a doctor in Beverly Hills without the proper medicine?
What'll we do? How are we going to get Pa well?
Well, I'll have to make do with some old-fashioned remedies. Now, you go up and sit with your pa, and let me know if he goes to sinking.
Yes, ma'am, Granny.
What do you want me to do?
Get this stump out of here, and don't make any noise. Don't you know that your Uncle Jed is at death's door?
Bluey. Got him, Duke. Nice big fat honker flying south. Bluey. Got us another one. We gonna have goose and dumplings tonight.
Pa?
Just a minute, Ellie. Come in. Come in.
Pa? Oh, I'm terrible worried. You ain't never been sick before.
Oh, don't you worry, Ellie. Ain't nobody better at doctoring than Granny.
But Pa, Granny can't find the proper medicine, and you might sink away and pass before she can save you.
No, Granny will pull me through.
I'm scared for you, Pa.
Oh, now, Ellie, don't go to crying. Look, if you can keep a secret, I'll tell you the truth. I ain't really sick. I'm just pretending for your Granny's sake.
What you mean?
Well, remember back home how folks was always coming over to our place to let Granny doctor them?
Yeah.
Remember how happy it made Granny?
Yeah, especially if one of them got better.
That's right. Folks out here got city doctors, and they don't need Granny, and she misses at something terrible.
You reckon that's why she's been so down in the mouth here lately?
Of course. You should have seen her when I told her I was ailing. Why, she commenced to bouncing and jumping around, worrying about me being at death's door. I ain't seen her so happy in a year.
Hold on, Jed, I'm a-coming. Hurry with my medicine, Jethro. Jed, I don't want to worry you, but you're an awful sick man.
Granny.
Save your strength. You're wrinkling awful fast.
Granny, your specs is all steamed up. That's due.
Well, get him off the bed. Jed, I don't want to worry you, but you're an awful sick man.
I know, Granny, but anybody can save me, it's you.
That's the truth. Ain't nobody can doctor like you.
It ain't no credit to me. I was born with the gift.
Here's your medicine, Granny. Hey, Uncle Jed, you don't look sick to me. Hey, come on, let you and me go hunting. Come on. Look, see, Granny, he's dressed to go hunting now.
I'm ashamed of you.
Now, Granny,
Don't you know that every mountain man wants to go to his reward with his boots on and his gun at his side? Now, cover him up. Not all the way. He ain't gone yet. I ain't gonna let you go, Jed.
Thank you, Granny.
Let's get busy. Jethro, get my medical tray and set it on the bed.
Yes, Granny.
Ellie Mae, shut the door and the windows. We gotta trap them city germs that's in here and commence to fighting them. Yes, Granny. Jethro, drop this in my boiling water and get my vapors to fusilating. This is a make-do remedy, Jed. Because Jethro couldn't get me any stump water, dog bane, or lizard eggs.
What is it you're fixing to give me, Granny?
Brand new, Jed. It's in the trying out stages.
Who have you tried it out on?
Well, no human beings yet. But I did give it to that big black bear that used to come around the old cabin honey stealing all the time. By doggies. I believe that's his hide hanging there. Here, Ellie, light the fumigating candles. Jethro, start a fire and throw some of that skunk weed on it. I'll put them germs down with my putting down powder. Nothing can live through this, Jed.
I believe you, Granny.
Boy, Granny, you sure are giving them city germs what for. Betwixt the fusilating vapors, fumigating candles, and putting down powders, them germs just gotta give up.
I'm gonna save that poor, sick, miserable, frail old man, or my name ain't Doctor.
Granny! Granny!
You get back to bed, you poor, sick, miserable, frail old man.
Granny, I can't breathe.
That's why I'm doctoring you, you darn fool.
Granny, will you listen for a minute?
You get back to bed. Don't you know that you're a death door?
Don't hurt him, Granny.
I'll take a club to him if he don't lay down like I tell him to. Go fetch my shoes.
3, 4.
Well, hi, Mr. Drysdale.
Oh, good morning, Elly Mae.
What you doing?
Well, I'm taking my morning constitutional.
You are?
Yes. It's got me in the best shape since my army days. I feel that. And they say bankers are soft, eh?
Well, you sure are nice and soft.
Maybe by mountain standards, I'm no Tarzan. But I assure you, my Beverly Hills physician is going to be amazed when he examines me this morning.
How come?
Because of my condition. You know, every morning I walk all the way from my front door across your lawn and over to that bird bath.
Why? Ain't you got no place to wash up?
How's your father?
Well, right now he's trying to get Granny cheered up. She's been missing the hills back home something awful.
Oh, what's the matter? Is something wrong?
Well, you see, back home, folks was always coming to Granny for doctoring. Nothing pleasures her like telling folks what ails them and what to do about it.
Well, I'll do my bit.
Granny, Mr. Drysdale wants to talk to you.
Yes, Granny, I need your advice and your help.
He's ailing, Granny, feeling right poorly.
Stick out your tongue. It's them city germs.
Yes, I agree. Now, can you help me?
I'm probably the only one who can. Jethro, get him up to the sick room and see that he gets to bed right away.
No, I don't have time for that. Just a little poultice or something I can take with me to the office.
Get him up to bed, Jethro.
No, really, it's not that serious. Besides, I have an examination at 10 o'clock.
You get examined when I get around to you. Now give him up to bed, Jethro. And then you go find me some stump water.
Wait, stop! I haven't got time for this. I've got to get down.
You need patience. No stump water. It ain't easy being a doctor in Beverly Hills.
Uh-huh. Yes. All right. Thank you, Mrs. Drysdale. I'll try there. She thinks he may have stopped at the Clampetts next door. You're going to be amazed when you examine the chief.
I am?
He's in splendid physical condition. Been walking every morning.
To the bank.
Now, it's the neighbor's bird bath. But it's a nice little jaunt.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Most bankers are soft as marshmallows. Till you try to borrow money from them.
Oh, hello, Granny. Jane Hathaway here. Is Mr. Drysdale there? May I... What? Sick in bed? At your house? Well, I'll send his doctor right over. What's that?
I said he's already got the best doctor in Beverly Hills. Now, excuse me, I'm too busy to talk.
She says he already has the best doctor in Beverly Hills.
I'd better get over there right away. Best doctor in Beverly Hills? How can there be two of us?
Pa? Me, Elly.
Come in.
Mr. Drysdale. What are you doing up here?
A funny thing happened to me on my way to the bird bath.
Granny be up here directly to give you some more medicine.
Oh, no, not me. I'm getting out of here.
Ellie, leave the room.
What did Jethro do with my clothes?
I only give them to Granny to have them fumigated.
Well, clothes or no clothes, I am leaving.
You ain't got no chance of getting down them steps. Granny watches them like a hawk. Let's go take a look out the window.
Oh, it's pretty far to jump.
Well, maybe you can make her that limb of that tree yonder.
Well, I'm in pretty good shape, but not that good.
Shut that window! I just had these germs put down. Now you open the window and let them in again.
Well, Granny, Mr. Drysdale feels pretty good. I think maybe he's well.
You get back to bed.
Oh, no, he's right, Granny. I feel wonderful, perfectly marvelous.
Of course you do. I've been doctoring you.
Oh, and you're sensational. You know you've made me well.
I had you well. Then you opened that window and breathed in some more germs.
Oh, no, I didn't. Honest. I opened the window, but I didn't breathe. Oh, I swear it. I held my breath, didn't I, Mr. Clampett?
Granny, I swear I ain't actually seen him take a breath in 5 or 10 minutes.
Lung lock. That got him breathing, but he's still wheezing an awful lot. You get into bed. Get into bed.
I've got to get to the bank.
You gotta get into bed.
No, really, I can't.
You know that your life is hanging by a thread. Get into bed. Turn fool and lie down. This calls for a different kind of medicine. I'm going down to the kitchen and whomp it up. Neither one of you get a foot out of that bed, you hear me? You just lay there and listen to that music. And be glad it ain't harps you're hearing.
Oh, howdy there. I knowed somebody was coming the minute I heard that music.
Is this the Clampett residence?
Oh, yes, sir.
I'd like to see the doctor that's taking care of Mr. Drysdale.
Oh, yes, sir. Come right in. Hey, Granny, word's getting around. Here's another one.
Howdy.
How do you do?
Well, I see you got your things with you. You figuring on staying for a while?
As long as necessary.
Praise be. Here's one that understands that great doctoring takes a little time.
Thank you.
You? Now, what do you reckon the problem is?
Well, I won't know until I've had a consultation and my own examination is completed.
We're going to get along just fine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, I'll be taken to the sick room.
Oh, did you hear that, Jethro? Ain't he a joy?
He sure is, Granny.
You make doctoring a real pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now take him up to the sick room, Jethro. I got work to do in the kitchen. I'll be up to see you directly.
Oh, now you won't have to climb these stairs again. I'll come out to the kitchen and see you there.
Lord love you. You're so nice. You about got me to bawling. But don't you worry. If great doctrine can do it, we'll come through as good as new.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What a lovely little woman.
She sure is. Hey, this way to the sick room. Hey, what you got in that there little bag?
Everything I'll need, I'm sure.
Well, that's good, because we're running low on nightshirts.
Cocoon root. Snake port. Turpentine. Pokeberries. Boom. Sulfur. Salt water.
ain't got none, Granny.
Corn squeezing.
Granny, you know that last patient that was so nice?
Yeah?
Well, he weren't so nice when I asked him to take off his clothes.
Why? What happened?
Well, he commenced to bucking like a steer. Kept yelling for the doctor. But I knowed you was busy, so I just put him to bed and locked the door.
Jethro, let's hurry, Ellie. I gotta pull them 3 back from the brink of the grave. Lizard eggs.
Ain't got none, Granny.
I forgot. Well, give me some gunpowder. Sometimes that works just as good. Ellie, careful. 3 ailing is enough.
Either one of you fellers know any funny stories?
Well, the good doctor there usually regales his patients with a few of the latest.
How about it, Doc?
All right. Have you heard the one about the busy doctor who made a house call? Was seized, forcibly undressed, and thrown into bed?
No, what happened?
Well, his patient was a rich banker. So this busy doctor doubled his fee. And if he has to stay locked up here much longer, he's going to triple it.
I didn't ask you to come here. But if you're going to charge me, then by George, you're going to examine me.
So get your bag of tinker toys and get at it.
Show a little more respect for the dignity of the medical profession, shall we?
Hey, what's this, a rubber hammer?
Yes.
Well, I see where it'd be nice and quiet, but I don't see how you'd drive any nails with it.
I don't use it for nails.
Oh, good. What's that thing?
This is a stethoscope. With it, I can listen to the patient's heart and lungs, like this.
Ooh, that's cold.
What'd you say?
I say that's cold.
Jethro, how's Mr. Drysdale? Did the doctor treat him?
Oh, yeah? But there's terrible trouble, Miss Jane. That last batch of medicine blew up and pretty near ruined the whole kitchen.
Medicine blew up?
Well, yeah. My granny said it was mixing the corn squeezins and the gunpowder that did it.
Jethro, would you please explain what you are talking about?
I haven't got time now, Miss Jane. There's 3 sick men lying upstairs in bed, and I got to get these things sharpened so's Granny can go to cutting on them. Well, yeah. Without we got no medicine, this is the only thing that'll save them.
Jethro, try to be calm. Now, is Mr. Drysdale one of the men that Granny's going to cut on?
Yeah, Mr. Drysdale, Uncle Jed, and the fellow that came last by the name of Clydeburn.
The doctor?
You'll have to wait your turn. I gotta get upstairs and commit swacking on those 3 men that I got up there. Bring my tools.
No, Granny, I will not let you do it.
Now, I've had enough fighting with muley patients, more than I can take today. Now, Ellie Mae, you get her out of the way and keep her out.
Sorry, Miss Jane?
You come with me. I don't think Jed will put up a scrap, but them other 2 might have to be held down.
Granny, please come back. I beg of you.
I'll get to you later. I've only got 2 hands.
Ellie Mae, we have got to prevent Granny from operating.
She ain't gonna operate, Miss Jane. She's just gonna whack off some of their hair and fingernails.
Hair and fingernails.
And she'll dig 3 little holes in the ground, bury it, say some magic words, and that throws a spell on their sickness.
Yeah.
Ah.
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 Say, Doctor, I bet you he could talk a heap better if you took that stick out of his mouth.
Lock it, Jethro. Get back in bed.
You heard her. Get back in bed.
Get this junk off of the bed. I got doctoring to do.
Now, look here.
Yarn, get that junk over there.
Those are the finest medical instruments that money can buy.
Thank you. Razor sharp, too. All right, Mr. Drysdale, I'll commence on you.
No, just a minute. What do you have in mind with that knife and those scissors?
Well, I gotta cure you somehow. And without medicine, there's only one way left.
Oh, no. Not me.
Turn him, Jethro.
Madam, I can get you any medicine you require simply by telephoning a pharmacy.
You can?
And they will deliver to your front door.
Oh, that's just dandy. I'd much rather use medicine. It's a lot easier than cutting and snipping.
Exactly what I keep telling my surgeon friends. Now, you'll just lead me to a telephone?
Right this way.
Child's Pharmacy? Petey? Yeah, it's me. And look, I'm going to put this lady on. She'll tell you all the medicine she needs. I want you to give her A1 service. Attaboy. Right. I'll go reassure Mr. Drysdale. He seemed a little panicky.
Hello? You got a pencil to mark this down with? All right. Now, I want a quart of good, raunchy stump water. The kind that's been aged in the wood stuff. It's been sitting there from 30 to 40 days, and it's nice and green. Wait a minute. That ain't all. I want a heaping cupful of lizard eggs, a double handful of dog bane, and a couple of dozen of dried beetles. And I want a mud dauber's nest. And I mean a big one. Don't send me over one of them little two-holers.
Everything all right?
Who wants to talk to you?
Yeah, Petey. Now, look, I don't care what she ordered. You get it over here fast. No, this is no gag. Now, look, you pride yourself on having the finest supply of pharmaceutical... Hello? Hello? Yeah, well, I'll call another pharmacy.
Oh, that won't do no good. You just can't buy proper medicine here in Beverly Hills. Jethro!
Yeah, Granny?
I'm gonna have to go to cutting and snipping on those 3 sick ones.
Oh, not me. I'm getting out of here.
Get him, Jethro. Ellie Mae!
Yes'm, Granny.
Dig me 3 deep holes out and back.
Right away, Granny.
How do you feel, Jed?
Better than brand new. Granny, you done some doctoring in your time, but today beats all.
Took the heap out of me, Jed. Especially clipping and burying all that hair and throwing my spell. But I reckon it was worth it.
Yonder comes the living proof.
How do you feel, boys?
Fine, Doctor.
Oh, just fine.
Come back and see me anytime you need me.
Yes, we will.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. You did take considerable hair off them, Granny.
Had to. Their nails were so short.
Well, it's a small price to pay for good hair.
Now, Granny, I realize that back home you are considered a doctor. But this is Beverly Hills. And you are not allowed to practice medicine here in Beverly Hills. Especially the way you practice it. Cutting off a person's hair and burying it in the ground overnight to cast a spell on his sickness. Now, Granny, this is it. No more doctoring. How's that?
Very good, Chief. Very good indeed. That should stop, Granny.
Fine. Now get up there and tell her. Well, you don't think I'm crazy enough to talk to her like that, do you?
A square dance? At this hour of the morning?
Howdy there, Miss Hathaway. Come in.
Howdy, Miss Hathaway.
Look who's come out here to help us celebrate the holidays.
Holiday? What holiday?
What holiday?
She can't mean that.
He better not mean it.
Granny, don't get riled up. Miss Jane is just greening us. She knows what day this is. Well, everybody knows what day this is.
I guess it just slipped my mind.
You're gonna feel like a darn fool when I tell you. It's Possum Day.
Remember, Niall?
Of course she does.
Anybody who disremembers ought to be stood up against the wall and shot.
Granny, it just slipped her mind for a minute. It'll come back to her when she got downtown seeing the parade.
Sure it would.
Boy, I can't wait to see that parade.
What time do they hold the Possum Day parade out here?
Hey, I got a swell idea. We can watch it from Mr. Drysdale's office at the bank.
Yeah, it looks right down on the main street.
You get a good look at the possum jugglers.
Yeah, that's a fellow. We got a good one back home. He can juggle 3 live possums in the air at the same time, whilst the 4th sits on his head and waves a little flag.
How about it, Miss Jane? Can we watch the Possum Day parade from Mr. Drysdale's window?
Oh, well, I'm afraid not.
Of course not. What's the matter with me? They wouldn't have them banks open on Possum Day.
Well, we could just leave early and get good places, couldn't we, Miss Jane?
And until then, we're going to have us a hoedown. Come on, Miss Jane.
I'm afraid I haven't time now. You see, I really came to deliver a message for Granny.
Who from?
Mr. Drysdale.
I reckon he wants to thank you for curing him of his sickness.
Well, it did take a heap out of me, Jed, throwing them spells. What's the message?
Well, Mr. Drysdale says to tell you...
Yes? Well...
He says, Happy Possum Day!
Roy, will you relax? What are you complaining about? She whacked off my hair, too, didn't she?
But I am a doctor. Do you have any idea what I've been going through this morning?
The lawnmower? Now remember your Hippocratic oath?
I have a few oaths for you that Hippocrates never even heard of. If word gets out that my hair was snipped off, buried by a little hillbilly witch doctor to cast a spell on my sickness, do you think I'd have one patient left?
Yes, I see what you mean. They'll all be going to her.
Drysdale, I am going to the state medical board, and when they get through with that little woman, she won't be able to prescribe an aspirin for her own headache.
Oh, Roy, will you relax? I've already taken care of that.
You have?
My exact words you heard this morning, this very morning, I said, Granny, this is it. No more doctoring.
And what did she say?
Well, I won't know till my secretary gets back.
You sent your secretary to tell her that?
Well, she's much more persuasive than I am. She knows how to handle them.
So do I.
Roy!
Dr. Clyburn to you.
Doctor, I appeal to you as a poor, helpless patient.
You don't even appeal to me as a rich, helpless patient.
If you make trouble for the Clampetts, I'll be facing major surgery.
What major surgery?
The removal of $35 million from my bank. Without an anesthetic. Here she is. Tell the doctor you gave Granny my message. No more doctoring, and she agreed. Well, you heard her. Now get back to your office and forget the whole thing.
I want to hear exactly what you said to Granny, and what Granny said to you.
Well, upon my arrival at the Clampett mansion, imagine my surprise to find them arrayed in their Sunday finery and having a square dance. Look who's here to help us celebrate the holiday, exclaimed Mr. Clampett, happily. What holiday? I inquired innocently. Possum Day, he replied earnestly. Well, you...
Never mind the Tom Swift dialogue. Did you tell Granny to stop practicing medicine?
Well, not in those words, no.
No, she said it in much stronger language.
Tell me. And without the adverbs, please, I am a busy man. I still have a medical practice, as long as I keep my hat on. Now, what happened?
Chief, are you going to allow him to treat me this way?
No, I'll do it. Now what happened?
Well, they kept asking if they could watch the Possum Day Parade from your window here.
That does it.
Doc, listen.
You listen. That little woman is a menace to the health of this community. She is going to celebrate Possum Day in the clink. Possum Day? Dr. Fife. Doc. Roy, boy. You are constricting my brachial artery with your hemostatic grasp.
What?
Get your cotton-picking meat hooks off my arm.
Look, I'll go see the Clampetts. I'll talk to Granny. I'll give her the message myself. I'll give her an ultimatum.
I'll give you 1 hour.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
You are constricting my dorsal metacarpals.
What all you got in here, Granny?
Oh, just a few victuals to nibble at the parade.
Any baked possum?
Of course not.
Don't you listen to him, Wendy.
Jethro, you know it's against the law to eat possum on Possum Day.
Oh, I was only spoofing, Uncle Jed.
You know, maybe we don't need this little ladder at all. Find a good place to park the truck, and we could watch the whole parade right from the truck.
I got a dandy place to park.
Whereabouts, Jethro?
Right smack dab in front of Mr. Drysdale's bank.
Sure that's all right?
Well, sure, Uncle Jed. A policeman, he gave me a ticket and said it was for parking there.
Doggers, that was mighty friendly of you.
I hope you thanked him proper.
Sure did, Granny. Why, he said he was just giving me a $5 ticket this time, but next time he's going to give me a $10 ticket.
Always remember that, Jethro. Folks appreciate politeness, especially in a young'un.
What else can happen to me today?
Now, Chief, don't get so upset.
Come on, faster, faster.
Well, I reckon that's everything. Come on, let's get going.
Oh, I'm so excited. This is the first time we ever watched a Possum Day Parade in Beverly Hills.
Yeah, I reckon they do it up proper out here.
Oh, hey, Uncle Jed, shouldn't we bring along old Duke?
I don't reckon that'd be such a good idea. What do you think, Granny?
I don't think so. The way he's been eyeing old Wendell here.
It's Miss Jane and Mr. Drysdale.
I reckon he's going to join us for the parade.
Wait! Wait!
Oh, thank goodness we caught you.
Get in. Where are you going?
We're gonna watch the Possum Day Parade from your bank.
Well, I'm afraid there's not...
Granny, Mr. Drysdale has something very important to discuss with you.
Well, can he wait till after the parade?
Yeah, we don't want to miss the possum juggler.
That's the best part of the parade.
There isn't going to be...
I believe the medical crisis can't wait, not even for 1 hour.
Oh, yes. Granny, may I speak to you alone?
Oh, yes, you go on inside. I'll be right in. It's Doctor, and he wants to talk to me about Edith.
That's right, Granny.
No wonder he didn't want to talk out here.
We ain't gonna be late for the parade, are we?
No, Ellie.
But the morning's going fast.
In all the history of Beverly Hills, there has never been a Possum Day Parade in the morning.
What's the trouble?
Granny, I don't know exactly how to say this. I hope you won't be upset.
Now, when you've been a doctor as long as I have, there's nothing you haven't heard. Say, Pet does look a little raggedy, doesn't it? You better come on out and let me whip you up a poultice for your head.
No, please. No more medicine, especially not today.
Mr. Drysdale, a doctor's duty never stops, even on Possum Day.
Granny, that's what I'm here to talk to you about. You see, cutting off a person's hair and burying it in the ground to cast a spell is not the approved method of practicing medicine here in Beverly Hills.
I don't like it myself, but not having the proper medicine, I had to make do with old-timey ways. But I got enough for a poultice for you.
No, Granny, I'm sorry.
You'd like to have your hair back, wouldn't you?
Well, not after it's been in the ground overnight, no.
I mean to grow back.
Oh, it will. It'll probably take a month or so.
Not if I make you one of my hair-growing poultices.
Granny, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You cannot do that anymore. Not out here.
I can't, huh? in here.
Oh, please, please, don't go back home. Don't leave Beverly Hills. We'll work out something.
Yeah, Granny?
Remember I whacked off Jed's hair clear across the back there?
Yes?
Show him what my hair-growing poultice did for you, Jed.
It's a mite ragged. It ain't been trimmed yet.
Why, that's impossible. You can't grow hair like that overnight. Ow! It's real. It's actually growing right out of his scalp.
That's what Granny's poultice does. It just draws the hair right up through your hind.
Kept yours on a mite too long, didn't you, Jed?
Yeah, Nora slept in it.
It's a miracle.
Come on. I'll whip you up one.
Granny, how did you discover this hair-growing poultice?
Oh, that goes way back to my great-great-great-granny. You see, in her day, they had considerable trouble with the Indians.
Mayor, Your Honor, it doesn't have to be a big parade. No, just a high school band, a few horses, a few banners. My secretary's looking for a possum juggler. He's a possum juggler. Yeah, he juggles 3 live possums with the same as... Hello?
Is this the, Acme Theatrical Agency? Oh, fine. Well, we're looking for a possum juggler for a parade. You have a Clarence juggler. Not an actor. A possum juggler is one who juggles possums. Now, we would prefer one who can juggle at least 3 Hello? Oh, Dr. Clyburn, what a pleasant surprise.
What's that?
Oh, muscle spasm. That's what I meant by pleasant surprise. I was afraid I'd have to hobble all the way to your office.
Don't do that. It might get worse. Here, let me see your foot.
Oh. Oh, but Dr. Clyburn, I assure you, Mr. Drysdale is not in. See? Told you. Not here.
I wish I could stay out of my office. Have you any idea how it destroys the confidence of a patient to be examined by a doctor who keeps his hat on? The patient gets the feeling things aren't going well. The doctor's ready to skip out of town.
Well, Dr. Clyburn, everyone knows you're the finest doctor in Beverly Hills.
Now, don't try flattery on me. Now, what about Granny?
Oh, that wasn't
I
flattery.
didn't say it was. I just said don't try it. Now, what about Granny? Did Milburn speak to her?
Absolutely. I drove him there myself.
Did he lay down the law, tell her no more doctoring, or did he chicken out as usual?
Oh, Mr. Drysdale is not one to chicken out. He has an excellent war record.
Yes, I've heard it.
I resent that, Clyburn. I'll have you know I was decorated.
Yes, and I see you're still wearing it. What is that?
What? Oh, this. Well, my head was cold.
I presume that's why you were hiding under the desk?
As a matter of fact, it is. Now, I'm busy. Get going.
What about Granny?
I took care of Granny.
I want the truth.
What shall I do, swear in my honor as a banker?
No, I want the truth.
You don't have to worry about Granny. Now, go back to your own office. I'm busy.
Well, I am running late. But if I hear as much as one rumor about Granny...
Oh, howdy there. Hey, thanks both here, Granny.
Ain't this a stroke of luck? First we find the bank open so we can watch the parade from the window, and now here's Mr. Clyburn. I was going to send your hair-growing poultice over by Miss Jane.
Hair-growing poultice?
Say, yours is coming along just fine. I made yours a mite looser because I didn't know just when you were going to use it.
So you're still making medicine?
I'm a doctor, ain't I?
Better run along, Roy. Your patients are waiting.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. This is much more important.
You heard him. Poultice him, Jethro.
Yeah, Granny.
Please, wait.
Better fetch a towel or that man's gonna have an awful hairy forehead. bring with you. I don't want nothing around that's going to remind me of this miserable place.
Well, how about my skunk? He won't take up no room.
Leave him here.
Well, he might get kind of lonesome. They ain't got many skunks in Beverly Hills.
There's plenty of the two-legged kind. Like that ungrateful, good-for-nothing Clyburn feller.
Say, Granny, it's coming on for nightfall. What you say we all get a good night's sleep and we start out for home first thing in the morning?
I ain't spending one more night in this Beverly Hills, and that's that. I'm going back home, where folks appreciate you doctoring them back to health and putting hair on their heads.
That Clyburn fella was plumb ungrateful, was he?
Downright nasty. Why, he's claiming that he wasn't even sick when he came here yesterday. He says that Jethro put him to bed against his will. Why, he's even claiming that he's Mr. Drysdale's doctor.
You don't say.
I cured them both. Now he's wanting all the credit.
Granny, let him have the credit.
It ain't that, Jed. But it's the meanness of the man. Why, he yanked my poultice off his head and throwed it out the window. Then he poked his finger in my face, and he says he's gonna get after me with a doctor's board.
What's a doctor's board?
I don't know. But it must be big. He says 4 doctors sat on it. That's when Jethro came in. Right, Jethro?
Yes, sir, Uncle Jed. I said, you take a board to my granny, and I'll bust it over your head. I don't care how many doctors is sitting on it.
Well, I reckon he was considerable provoked to see that. I was pretty provoked myself, waiting outside.
Why, what happened to you?
Well, as you know, this policeman gives Jethro here a ticket for parking in front of the bank.
A $5 ticket.
Well, when a policeman come by and tried to give me another ticket, I said, no, thank you, we already got one. If it's all the same to you, I'll take the money. Well, he commenced to mean-mouthing me, and I said, now, hold on there. If that's the way you're going to be, we won't take your money or your ticket.
What did he say to that?
He asked me if I want to come down to the station with him, and I said, no, I don't want to miss a Possum Day parade.
Well, what did he say to that?
He said there wasn't no Possum Day.
No Possum Day?
That's what he said.
These folks don't appreciate nothing out here. Jethro, you call Mr. Drysdale at his bank, and you tell him to send over your Uncle Jed's $35 million right away. We want to take it with us.
Yes, Granny.
And none of that paper stuff. We want real money. Silver.
But, Jethro, listen to me. There is a Possum Day, and there will be a parade. Mr. Drysdale's working on it right now.
All right, Mayor. Now, look, how about this? A couple of elephants, calliope, a few lousy balloons. Is that too much to ask? Now, suppose we put your name on the balloon. Election's coming up, you know.
But, Jethro, please, you can't leave tonight. Oh, let me talk to Granny.
All right. One small elephant, a few balloons, and a possum juggler. Possum juggler.
But, Granny, $35 million in cash. You can't possibly. You want it in what? Nickels, dimes, and quarters. Hello? 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 Granny? Hello? Hello?
Well, the Possum Day parade's all arranged. First thing tomorrow morning. Let's see, we're going to have an elephant.
Too late, Chief. The Clappets are leaving.
No.
Tonight.
No.
And taking their money.
No.
Thought I'd drop by on my way to the medical board. They'll have my report in case Granny tries to practice medicine again.
How many doctors did you say were on that board?
4, all top men.
Well, you're going to need all 4.
Oh, Chief, remember you're a bank president. Allow me to hit him.
What's the matter with you two? Look, Milburn, aren't you content just to look like an idiot? You have to act like one, too. And will you take off that silly-looking baby bonnet?
Hair. Chief, you've got hair.
Hair where?
Of all places, on your head.
Granny's poultice.
It works.
Look who has hair. And who has it?
It is a medical impossibility to so stimulate the cranial integument as to produce in a few short hours more than a microscopic filamentous outgrowth of modified epidermic tissue known as hair. She did it. That little hillbilly witch doctor did it.
Rosie, grab your coat and get your hat. There's still time to stop them.
8 years Harvard Medical School. 2 years internship. 20 years practice. 30 years of accumulated scientific knowledge. Right down the old tube. Now, wait! I'm going with you. I want a POTUS!
I won't do it in that stack.
Please, Granny, I need my hair. You can't refuse me. You're my doctor.
Hey, Granny, guess what? They do have Possum Day out here. They just celebrate one day later than we do.
Yeah, and they're going to have a parade tomorrow morning.
And Mr. Drysdale and Miss Jane say we can all be in it.
And them too.
We might even let him in it.
I play bass drum in the Harvard band.
I was once a drum majorette.
Yeah. It would be a bit of a shame to have him march in the Possum Day parade looking like that.
Yes, it would. It would.
All right. I'll make you a poultice and you can sleep in it tonight.
Thank you.
Dandy parade, ain't it, Granny?
All except the possum juggler, sorriest I ever seen.
Well, she's doing the best she can.
I bet you by next Possum Day she'll be good enough to lead the parade.
Earl, did you have to crow this early?
You did fine, Earl. The early bird catches the worm. When we plow up that front yard out there, you're going to be up to your wishbone in them. You'll start plowing the first light of daybreak. Shame on you. City living has made you soft and lazy. Now get to your feet before the whole morning is wasted. It's already past 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock's powerful early.
No, not when you have the whole front yard to plow, and corn to plant, and taters, and turnips, rutabagas, and onions, and oats, and barley, and watermelon.
All right, Granny, all right. Now, you get in the kitchen and get some breakfast on the table, and we'll be in directly.
See that you do.
Let's eat us a good big breakfast, Jethro, because you and me are going to be pulling that plow.
Paul?
No, Ellie, now, I know you're strong and you're willing, but this here is Beverly Hills, and just wouldn't look right for a young, pretty girl to be pulling the plow.
Oh, Ellie. Uncle Jed, what Ellie's trying to tell you is that we went out last night and got a mule to pull that plow.
You did?
Well, yeah, like you were saying, this here is Beverly Hills, and we got to keep up appearances.
That's right. Where is it?
Well, it's tied to that big tree out back.
Well, Jethro, he didn't look too happy there, so I bedded him down.
Good girl, Elly.
I didn't see no mule laying on the floor. Couldn't have seen a mule laying on the floor. There ain't no mule to see.
How's it going, Granny?
Oh, just fine, just fine. Jed, did you notice anything unusual about the kitchen this morning?
Nope. Unless you mean that mule sleeping on the floor over there.
Oh, praise be, Jed. I thought I was having visions. Who brought him in here?
You know as well as I do who's always bringing outdoor critters indoors.
Well, see if you can get him back outdoors again. I don't cotton to mules laying around my kitchen. Tain't neat.
I'll take care of him. Now then, young feller, if you'll just come along with me quietly.
Don't rile him, Jed. I got kicked by a mule once. I want to tell you, it smarts.
Granny, can I help you?
You can help your pa get that mule out of here.
You sure can. He won't move for me.
Well, y'all just stay here and I'll talk to Nelson.
Nelson?
Come on, Nelson.
If she could just talk to folks the way she talks to critters, we'd have us a politician in the family.
Well, get that mule bed out of here and wash up for breakfast, all of you.
Looks like a good, strong mule, Jethro. I hope he's broke the plow harness.
He's taking to it real good, Uncle Jed. I bet you we can plow up that whole front yard before noon.
They wouldn't. They might.
Well, come on, let's get around front with the plow. They are.
Paw, yes.
Mr. Corbett! Mr. Corbett, wait!
Oh, and Jethro's bringing the plow. Want me to stick the rest of these in the ground for you?
Yes, Ellie. This being the dark of the moon, we'll plant the things that grow underground first, like our taters and our turnips and our onions and our beets and our radishes. Then comes the light of the moon, and we'll plant our corn and our beans and our tomatoes.
Gee, Granny, you know more about farming than anybody.
Look yonder. The sun's full up and we ain't plowed one furrow. What will folks think of us around here?
I reckon folks ain't out of bed yet. Folks around here sleep a mite later than they did back home.
I reckon so, Ellie. You know what I miss most, Ellie?
What, Granny?
Well, back home when we'd commenced a plowing and a planting and a harvesting and a barn raising, or any kind of a big job, neighbors would all come by to see if they can help you. Folks don't do that out here in Beverly Hills. They don't seem willing to help you like the folks back home.
What is, Granny? Look who's a-coming on the run.
I spoke too fast. He ain't only willing, he's anxious.
Oh, howdy, Mr. Drysdale. Is them your work clothes?
So, Ellie, and just because you're such a nice neighbor, I'm going to let you plow the first furrow. But unless you've got tough feet, You better put on some shoes.
Granny. Ellie. Please.
He is anxious. I'll go see what's holding up the men folks with the plow.
It ain't no use, Uncle Jed. This here mule's done made up his mind. He gonna sit for a spell.
Yeah, knowing mules like I do, we might as well sit for a spell, too.
You know something, Uncle Jed? You're smarter than us. This sitting beats plowing any old day.
No wonder we ain't getting any work done. I ought to take a switch to the three of you, sitting back here hiding and loafing.
He's the one that's loafing. Ain't a thing we can do till he gets his fill.
I'll see about that. Here, Destro. Mr. Mule, what did Ellie call this thing?
Nelson.
Mr. Nelson? Nelson? Now, you get up off of your big fat tailgate and commence to pulling that plow, you hear?
It's gonna be a real battle of wills.
I'm betting on the mule.
I ain't so sure. If there's anything muleier than a mule, it's Granny.
Granny? Granny?
Ellie Mae, you busted the spell. Another minute and I'd have had that fella buffaloed.
What's the trouble, Ellie?
Mr. Drysdale said if we go to plowing up that front yard, a whole neighborhood will come storming over.
Well, that's dandy. We got enough work for all of them.
Well, I think you better have a talk to him, Granny. Sure is stirred up.
All right, but you get that mule on his feet.
Nelson balking again, is he?
That's a fact.
Hey, Ellie, what'd you say to that there mule?
You wouldn't understand, Jethro. It's mule talk.
I bet your Granny'd understand it.
Hold on there. What are you doing?
Granny, you can't grow things like turnips and onions here in front of the house.
That's turnip and onion soil if I ever tasted it.
You can't grow anything. There's a zoning ordinance here.
Now you tell me. I already swallowed it. Bless you.
Thank you. Granny, you don't
Bless you again. You better get some shoes on your feet.
Hi, Mr. Drysdale. Hey, Ellie got the mule up, Granny. And Uncle Jed will be here with the plow directly. Bless you.
Oh, I've got to get home and get some clothes on or I'll catch pneumonia. Promise me you won't do anything until I get back.
I've waited as long as I'm going to wait. Jethro, you take him in the house and put some shoes on him and some dry clothes.
Okay, Granny. Come on, Mr. Drysdale.
No, no!
Hey, you better never say no to Granny unless your hide wants tanning.
Drysdale or no Drysdale, I say let's commence plowing.
Well, you promised him he could dig the first furrow, Granny.
I reckon that is a thrill for a city feller. We can wait a mite longer.
Gonna come some more help.
What in the name of Secretary Freeman are you doing?
Fixing to plow and plant. What does it look like we're doing?
That's what it looks like you're doing. Oh, thank goodness I got here in time.
You city folks are willing, but you sure don't know how to dress for plowing.
Does Mr. Drysdale know about this?
Oh, yeah, we was waiting for him to plow the first furrow.
And we ain't gonna wait much longer.
Granny, yonder he comes.
Don't start it! Don't start! Don't start it! Don't start!
It is Mr. Drysdale.
I reckon he ain't done much plowing or he wouldn't be so all-fired anxious.
Miss Hathaway, I'm glad to see you.
The chief, you can't plow up this front lawn. There's a zoning ordinance here.
We figure a little fertilizer will take care of that.
Have you taken leave?
Oh, shut up! I have no intention of plowing up this lawn, nor have allowing the clappers to do it.
What did you say?
Now, Granny, Mr. Clappett, let's all go into the kitchen, sit down, have a nice cup of coffee, and talk things over, eh?
That's a city farmer for you. He ain't turned one spoonful of dirt. and already he's tired.
Clampett, as your friend and neighbor, I beg you, I implore you, let me explain the whole thing.
Well, while you two are jawing, I'll be plowing. Ellie Mae, pull up them markers. I'm going to start to work. Giddy up, Mule! Ha! Let's go! Here he goes again. Ellie Mae, get that Beverly Hills jackass on his feet.
Should I, Pa?
Well, Mr. Drysdale seems right in earnest. Reckon a little confab first won't hurt nothing.
Granny, may I give you a lift to the door?
Yes, take them. These the lazy ones.
But, Mr. Drysdale, we done scouted the whole estate and that piece of land out front. That piece of land out front there. Jethro, that's the third breakfast you've had this morning.
Oh, Uncle Jed, plowing gives a fellow an appetite.
But you ain't plowed none yet.
Oh, I know, but we've been talking about it since 4 this morning, and it's got me starving.
Well, take it into the pantry. You're making more noise than a heifer going through a dry thicket.
Gee whiz, just because a fella gets hungry talking about plowing, you got to throw him out of the kitchen. Why don't you ever talk about Elly Mae? She eats just as much as I do. You got to pick on me. No, I try my best.
Well, now, as I was saying, that piece of ground out front is the best on the whole place for gardening. It's nice and level. It's got no stumps or brush to clear. It's handy to the house, and it's handy to the street. So as Granny can set up a little stand and sell some of the stuff she growed. Well, I reckon Mr. Drysdale got up a mite too early for a city fella. Elly Mae, give me some more coffee.
Mr. Clampett, your neighbors in this lovely and exclusive section would never accept such action. They would originate petitions. They would bring legal proceedings. They would take every means to protest vigorously and vociferously.
You mean to get him riled?
Exactly.
Well, now, we sure don't want to do nothing to rile the neighbors, but Granny's powerful set on plowing and planting that piece of land out front.
Mr. Clampett, I will explain to Granny that in addition to the aesthetic depreciation and the local hostility that would obtain, the net results in volume of produce, weighted against value per acre, would make the entire venture economically unfeasible.
Well, if you're going to explain it to her that way, I might just as well start plowing.
You gonna tell Ellie to get that mule up, or am I gonna have to start turning that ground by hand?
Well, Granny, just bank your fire for a minute.
Ain't you done jawing yet?
No, not quite.
What time is it?
Almost straight up for 9 a.m.
Hear that, Jed? We've done wasted the whole day.
Hey, pour your Granny a cup of coffee.
You want to do your granny a favor? You get that four-legged friend of yours to pull in the plow, like he was paid his bucket of oats to do.
Granny, I dash him without Pa tells me it's all right to do.
Are you going to tell her?
Not right this minute. Now, sit down.
Setting is for hens, not for farmers. Now, I'm going out there and look that mule in the eye till he does my will. And I want to warn you, Jed Clampett, you're going to own a mule with a powerful headache and a broke spirit. Now, mule, you going to get up and pull that plow? I say air. All right. I'm going to put the mule hex on you. Oh, think it's funny, do you? All right, Mr. Mule. Look me in the eye.
I hope your field trip idea works. That little woman out there is harder to convince than a bank examiner.
Don't worry, Chief. I shall carry the message to Garcia, or in this case, to Granny.
Well, I'll change clothes and get down to the bank. Lots of luck.
Now then, shall we put Granny in the front seat with me?
Well, I kind of favor the back seat twixt Jethro and me. I figure maybe we got the best chance of holding her in the car.
Yeah, because Granny ain't going to take this sitting still.
That's a fact.
Well, I got her hat and a reticule. Granny won't go no place without she totes a reticule.
How far is it to the place we's going, Miss Jane?
Oh, it's about an hour's drive from here.
That's going to take considerable holding.
It sure is, because right out there is two of the stubbornest critters that ever faced off.
You're getting a headache. You're getting a headache. You better, because I sure am.
Come on, Granny, we's all going for a ride.
Well, if that don't take the roof off in the barn, loafing isn't bad enough. Now it's joyriding on plowing day.
It ain't exactly joyriding, Granny. We got something to show you.
Indeed we have, Granny. This will be a ride you'll never forget.
That's for sure, because there ain't going to be no ride to remember.
The pleasure is considerable if you come, Granny. Miss Jean's going to show us all about gardening and crop raising.
That'll be the day when a city woman can show me.
Pietro, I reckon in order to save time and palaver, you'd best fetch Granny along.
Granny, you know I got to do whatever Uncle Jed says.
Come on,
You have yourself a good time till we get home. There's lots of food and water, and you can go for a swim in the cement pond if you want to.
Granny, quieten down.
Not me. If I'm going fight.
Quiet down. Look out yonder, Granny. Ain't that something?
Now do you see why we brought you here?
Sure I do. You want to drown me in one of them ditches.
Be sensible. Why would we want to get rid of you?
To get out of plowing and planting, that's why. I'm the only one that hasn't been spoiled rotten by city living. And you don't want me nagging your conscience.
This was my idea, to show you how unnecessary it is to plow and plant. Look out there. These people make farming their life's work. By their efficiency and modern methods, they raise better crops and more of them than you and I could ever hope to.
Speak for yourself, city woman.
Now, there ain't nobody so wise that they can't learn something new.
Well, don't expect me to learn them. Look at them, planting corn at the dark of the moontime. I'd like to see their faces when nothing comes up.
Granny, the modern farmer is so efficient that each one feeds 28 people.
Now, you hear that, Granny? You don't want to put men out of work with families that big.
How come we're stopping here, Miss Jane?
We's only a half a mile from home.
We got plowing to do.
Granny, ain't you convinced yet?
Precisely why I stopped you, Mr. Clampett. I have something else to show Granny, and I think you'll find it very rewarding.
What's that mean?
I think it means you're going to get a reward.
In that case, get out of my way.
Now, Granny, while the others are exploring the rest of the market, I want to show you how unnecessary it is to plant a garden. Look, could you grow a watermelon like that?
That's a watermelon.
Yes.
Back home, that'd be a cucumber.
Serious.
But I must admit, that's the biggest cockleburr I ever did see.
Granny.
I'd sure hate to comb a mess of them out of a mule's tail.
Granny, this is a pineapple all the way from Hawaii. In fact, there are fruits and vegetables here from all over the world. Come on. Ah. You know what this is?
It looks like a hairy hickory nut. It's looking back at me.
This is a coconut from the Philippine Islands. And over here are bananas from Central America. And here are nuts from South America.
Well, that's one thing they don't have to bring to California. Nuts.
Granny, you just won't take me seriously, will you?
Well, everything's so mixed up out here. It's got me discombobulated. Now, everybody knows that you plant turnips on July the 25th. But out here, you can't tell the difference between July and October.
Well, why bother to plant them all when the best in the world are here at your fingertips? Look at these turnips.
Well, now you got me beat. I once growed a double turnip, but I never pulled 4 out of one hole.
Well, Granny, how'd you like the trip?
I liked it fine.
Wasn't that supermarket an eye-opener?
Best fiddle store I ever did see.
Wonderful.
Now let's get busy and start plowing.
But, Granny, I thought you done give up the idea of growing your own victuals.
I did, till I went through that thing they call the checkout stand where you pay for what you got.
Well, I went through one of them. I thought it was pretty fair.
Well, by dingies, when I can't buy a sack of victuals for $5,000, then I'm going to start growing my own.
$5,000.
Cold cash, my life savings. I handed that girl $5,000 and she handed it back to me. Said it wouldn't buy nothing.
Well, no wonder, Granny. It's Confederate.
So am I.
Doggone it, Duke. I sure would like to know what all this excitement's about. Wish I was done eating.
You might as well give up, Jed. She's made it to the big tree.
Granny, I'm going up after her and bring her down.
That's a mighty tall tree, Jed, and she's going plumb to the top.
Granny, this is something that can't be put off no longer. That girl has got to start to school. Good, Duke. Really me. Take to that girl's finishing school. I reckon you ain't much interested in school. You'd rather be chasing a raccoon up a tree, wouldn't you? I'm afraid Elly would, too. Oh, hello, Granny. Did you get her into a dress?
I did. Got her hair up in braids, too.
I kind of favor Elly Mae's hair hanging down nice and loose and pretty.
Oh, but Jed, she's commencing to school. And a schoolgirl should wear her hair in braids.
How come?
That's so the boy that sits behind her can stick her pigtails in the inkwell. That's how they get acquainted.
Might work all right back in the hills, but here in the city, things is a mite different.
Boys is boys and girls is girls, city or country. I'll bet you Elly Mae has a boy toting her books home tonight.
I'm afraid not, Granny. You see, in the school where Elly's going, there ain't no boys there.
What kind of a fool school is that?
I want Miss Drysdale to hear it was her idea.
I might have known it. That woman is a troublemaker. She never did cotton to us living here, and she's up to something now. I'm gonna learn her to mind her own business.
Now, hold on there, hold on, back up. Miss Drysdale done Elly Mae a favor to get her into that school. That's what you call a girls' finishing school.
Without any boys, I don't know how they even get started. Well, here I am, Paul.
Elly May, you are prettier than sunup.
And you want to waste her on a school full of girls.
Come on in and see yourself in the looking glass.
Paul, do I have to wear a dress?
Elly May, that's the dress that your Aunt Pearl made for you.
Hey, this is all handwork, Elly. Pearl spent 4 weeks on this.
And 50 cents in cash. Elly May, you just be thankful. Why, there won't be a girl in that exclusive finishing school with a dress like this.
Or like lunch I fixed for you. I even throwed in a surprise for the teacher. A nice, big, fat, baked old possum.
Swimming in gopher gravy. I tell you, Elly May, you're gonna cut a wide path through that school.
Pa, why can't I wear my regular clothes to school?
Because this is Beverly Hills and girls is just... Jed Clampett speaking. Oh, howdy there, Miss Drysdale. Well, yeah, she's just about ready to go now, but she's wanting to wear her old pants and shirt, and I told her that... It is? Well, that sure is going to pleasure Elly. Well, thank you, Miss Drysdale. Bye. Miss Drysdale said it'd be just fine for you to wear your old pants and shirt to that exclusive finishing school.
Oh, wait a minute, Chief. Your wife is here. Yes, I know you want it. Hello? Hello, hello?
Hello to you. Any news from Milburn?
Oh, yes, he'll be in Friday.
Oh, good. I rather imagine the Clampetts will have moved away by then.
Moved away. What have you done, Mrs. Drysdale?
Only what you and Milburn have been urging me to do. Be helpful. I recommended a school to Mr. Clampett for his daughter, Elly May.
Oh, well, that was very nice. What school?
One befitting the daughter of a Beverly Hills multimillionaire. Our most exclusive, private, finishing school.
Not the Willows.
Where else? You and Milburn keep reminding me that under her blue jeans and faded shirt, Elly May is as good as anyone.
She is. But those girls at the Willows are insufferable snobs. They'll cut her to ribbons.
Well, don't blame me if she finds herself beyond her social and intellectual depth. I've been saying from the first that the Clampetts didn't belong. I've tried to spare them this humiliation.
You are all heart. They must be on their way to the Willows.
After the reception they get there, I rather imagine they'll be on their way to the hills or the caves or wherever it is they came from.
Mrs. Drysdale, this may cost me my position here, but there is something I must say. You are a fink.
This is the way we go to school, finishing school. This is the way we go to school with a possum for the teacher.
I still do not approve of your attending school in such casual attire. None of the other girls are wearing slacks and sweatshirts.
Oh, Mama, relax. The other girls look to me to set the pace. Tomorrow, everyone will be wearing mink sweatshirts. And then, of course, I shall switch to chinchilla.
Do you want Mother to go in and help you enroll, dear?
Oh, no, darling. I'm taking the same subjects as last year. Golf, fencing, tennis, riding, history, and water skiing.
Do try to stick with it this time, Cynthia. You're becoming a finishing school dropout.
That up for you, Sin. My couturier, but of course the idea was mine.
Oh, pardonnez-moi, mademoiselle. Je cherche mademoiselle Clampett.
Oh, well, I'm afraid my French is a little rusty.
I am from Couture, the famous Parisian fashion magazine.
Well, this is my own concept.
Well, we cannot all be creative, n'est-ce pas? Oh, but getting back to Mademoiselle Clempe, we understand she is enrolling here today, and naturally, she would set a new style trend just as she always does.
Clamp?
Oh, yes, they has just moved here from their mountain chateau. They're ghastly rich, swimming in oil. Complete non-conformists, fiercely original. They sometimes weave their own cloth.
Oh, well, that is original.
I think she is arriving.
In that old trunk?
That must be part of the overall motif. She spares no expense to create total effect.
Well, there you are, Ellie. You want us to go in with you to see you get a good desk?
I'll be all right, Pop. I see Miss Jane up yonder by the porch.
I bet you Miss Drysdale sent her over to see Ellie feels at home.
She's just wearing blue jeans and a shirt and a rope for a belt.
A basic, how understated, how zen.
She looks like a hillbilly.
Voila! You have given this new vogue a name. It will sweep Paris like wildfire. I'll get my sketch pad.
Here's your possum, Ellie. And remember, when you give it to the teacher, don't slop no hot gopher gravy on her.
I won't, Granny.
Bye-bye, Ellie.
Bye, Ellie.
Bye, Ellie.
Bye. Learn your cipher, and Ellie, and be a good girl. Bye-bye.
Cynthia, she's carrying a bucket.
Yes. It's the ultimate simplicity in purses. Next week, Jackie Kennedy will have one.
Here she comes now. I do hope she will remember me. It would be such a thrill.
Well, hi there, Miss Jane. Sure is good to see you here.
She remembers me. Oh, Mademoiselle Flampe. C'est ravissant. C'est aussi grand honneur.
Gosh, you might, I can't figure a word you're saying.
That's what I call total effect. She has even mastered the accent. S'il vous plaît? Vous êtes formidable.
She's your daughter, Jed. And I ain't one for telling you how to raise her or where to send her to school. Unless, of course, you wish to ask me. If you want to send Ellie Mae to school where there's no boys, that's your business. And you ain't gonna get one word out of me. Unless you ask me. You're making a mistake.
Howdy there, Miss Jane. Ellie Mae, you didn't spend no time at all at school.
Well, I know, Pa. I met just one girl, and then Miss Jane said we'd ought to leave.
Well, I thought it best.
Ellie Mae, you didn't give the teacher her possum.
Well, Miss Jane wouldn't let me.
What?
Oh, well, you see, Granny, there are a dozen teachers, and I was afraid they'd fight over her.
Well, she's right. One possum wouldn't hardly feed no more than 2 people.
That's right. I'll get busy, and tomorrow I'll bake you 6 possums.
Miss Jane said I hadn't ought to go back tomorrow.
Why not?
Well,
You mean Ellie Mae ain't good enough for them other girls?
Oh, it's not that.
Let's have the truth now.
Well, if you want the truth, they are not good enough for her.
Ellie Mae, don't you listen to that kind of talk. Miss Jane, we don't hold with some folks thinking they's better than others.
Mr. Clampett, not everyone feels that way.
Anyone can get a spiteful spell now and then.
Yeah, now you take Miss Drysdale. For a time there, she was treating us like we was polecats at a picnic. Yesterday, she turned real nice, and she told me about that school for Ellie to go to.
I can see this is going to take time, and I must get back to the office now. Don't let Ellie Mae have anything more to do with those girls at the Willows.
I declare, I never thought Miss Jane would put on airs.
Me neither. Ellie Mae, I hope them girls over to the school didn't get the feeling that you held yourself above them.
I hope not, too, Pa.
Why don't you invite the whole kit and caboodle of them over here for a possum supper?
Granny, I just met one girl, Cynthia Fenwick.
Well, invite Cynthia and her whole family.
I'll do it, Pa.
Oh, Cynthia, darling.
Hi, Mommy, darling. Homework tonight, forehand bowling.
Cynthia, the most ghastly person has been phoning for you today.
Mommy, I don't even know any ghastly person.
Precisely what I said. I said, see here, Miss Clampett, you ghastly person.
Clampett? Ellie Mae Clampett has been calling me?
Yes. And she had the cheek to invite us to her home. I suspect a kidnap plot. She has the strangest accent.
Mommy, the Clampetts are the avant-garde social leaders of the season.
Are you serious?
Dreadfully serious.
You mean we should accept?
Don't just accept. Call them immediately and beg to be invited.
Beasley, where's the nearest phone? Front seat or back?
Front seat.
I tell you, Granny, I never talked to nobody so pitiful anxious to come for victuals as them Fenwicks.
He must have fell on hard times, Jed.
Must be. You know, it turns out she's a widow woman. Oh, Ellie Mae, Miss Fenwick called back, and she's coming for supper, her and Cynthia.
Oh, good, Paul. Cynthia sure looked like she could use some victuals. Powerful skinny girl.
I told you, Jed, they fell on hard times.
That's a fact. Cynthia was wearing the oldest looking clothes I ever did see.
She was?
Had on the fur she must have outrode 15 years ago. It barely come to her middle. And her pants had been worn till his plump shine.
Her ma's in worse shape than she is. That poor old widder ain't got nothing to wear.
You don't say.
Well, it must have shamed her something terrible to have to say it, but right on the telephone she asked me, did she have to dress for dinner?
I have always tried to indulge your every whim. I've been a very generous and I've been a very understanding mother. But I refuse to go to dinner in blue jeans.
Oh, Mommy. Either we go dressed in the height of fashion or I shall hold my breath until I turn purple. I think how that will go with this orange peignoir.
But dear, they're not showing blue jeans, not in Vogue, not in Harper's, and every couturier we've called has hung up on us. Now, how can they be fashionable?
Because Elly Mae Clampett has decreed it. Think of it, Mommy. We can wear them before Princess Grace and Jackie Kennedy.
Ooh. Are they going to be at the Clampetts' dinner?
No, Mommy. Neither will we unless I can find some blue jeans. I best call Elly Mae and explain why we're running late.
Why, sure, Cynthia. You and your ma just take your time. That's all right. Bye. Paul, you sure was right about them folks being hard up. They's gonna be late because they can't find clothes to wear.
Elly Mae, you're thinking about the same thing I am.
Take 'em some of mine.
I'd have done in a way that don't rob 'em of their pride. Jethro, I want you to drive Elly Mae. She's going over to Fenwick's to take him some clothes.
Oh, yes, sir. Oh, they can have some of mine, too.
Mine, too?
That's the spirit.
Come on, Jethro.
Sure this is the right place. It's awful little.
Yeah, this is it, all right, Ellie. It says right on it, Fenwick House. I reckon no one's home.
That's good. We can leave these clothes without shaming them none.
Yeah, I'll set them right inside the door. Look at Ellie. Just one teensy little room.
No stick of furniture in it.
Hey, and look. He's trying to grow a little garden right here in this box.
No wonder poor Cynthia's so thin. There ain't enough in there to feed a baby rabbit.
Cynthia! Perhaps we could buy blue jeans, already made, at what do they call it, a clothing store.
Oh, Mommy.
But you needn't be crude about it.
Who's buzzing? Yes, Grayson. Mommy, are you expecting a call? There seems to be someone at the gatehouse.
No, dear.
No, Jason. Mummy, the gatehouse. The gardeners sometimes leave work clothes there.
Surely you're not suggesting that...
This is an emergency. I shall dash right down to the gatehouse and have a look. Jason, have the car brought around immediately.
It would have broke your heart to see where they live.
Their whole house ain't no bigger than a chicken coop.
They don't even have a place to roost.
Not one stick of furniture.
No fiddles except some little old greens that's trying to grow in a box. Pitiful, just pitiful.
You know, I always wondered why the Lord give us so much, but I reckon this is the reason. He wanted us to share with poor, needy folks like the widow Fenwick and her young'un. Now, Elly Mae brought them some clothes. Granny is going to give them some food. What they need now is furnishings for that poor little house of theirs. Now, quick, let's load up the truck before they get here. Granny and Elly, you get some dishes and some eating tools. Jethro and me, you'll find us some furniture. I want you young'uns to learn something now that I hope will abide with you for the rest of your days. The greatest joy of living is a joy that comes from giving.
It worked. They're moving. The Clampett, they're actually moving.
Sure you only got room for one bed, Jethro?
Just barely. Reckon it'll be big enough for the both of them?
Well, I hear from Elly. That Cynthia Fenwick is so skinny you couldn't hit her with a handful of corn.
Mr. Clampett! I thought I saw you moving things out. I hope you're not angry over Elly Mae's experience at the Willows, but apparently it did open your eyes.
It sure did. We didn't know there was people like the Fenwicks in Beverly Hills.
The Fenwicks? Did Elly Mae meet Cynthia Fenwick?
Yes, ma'am.
That's how come we's loading all this stuff up on her.
Jethro. No use robbing folks of their pride.
He's right, Jethro. The less said, the better. Just load up and go.
We's hurrying quick as we can.
Let me help.
Yeah, that's mighty neighborly of you. I'll go see how Granny and Elly's getting along in the kitchen.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the most understated and zen of all? You, Cynthia Fenwick, you little darling. Come to the mirror, Mums. Let's see how you look.
I can't look. I just can't.
Don't be silly. Now, here's your bucket.
Bucket?
Well, it's part of the Clampett look. Now, of course, you must picture your hair in braids.
Really?
Jason, come quickly. Bring some cold champagne to pour over Mummy. It doesn't matter. Any vintage year will do.
I never seen a woman so overcome with the spirit of giving as Mrs. Drysdale. She's still toting things out.
I wish she'd get the spirit and start giving some of her own things.
If you don't let up soon, I may hint about that. Jed Clampett speaking. Oh, howdy there, Miss Cynthia. Y'all coming over today?
Well, I'm afraid Mummy's not well. Might we have a rain check?
Why, you betcha you can. Just a minute. Granny, is it going to rain tonight?
All the signs point to it.
Granny says yes. You'd best keep your maw inside and in the dry tonight.
Yes. Well, I shall. How about tomorrow?
Just a minute. How about tomorrow, Granny?
Fair and sunny.
Granny says tomorrow'll be fine. You all come over and spend the whole day.
Oh, Thank you, Mr. Clampett. Thank you, and bless you. We are so deeply grateful to you for your kindness and understanding. Well, I'd really just love to say more, but Mummy's fainted, and I must attend to her.
Well, yes, ma'am, you do that. Them Fenwicks is so overcome by that little show of kindness of ours that Cynthia just about bawling and the widow fainted dead away.
Jed, you best come see the Mrs. Drysdale. I'm afraid she's going to strain something working the way she is.
Yeah, I'll tend to that, Jethro. You get the truck under cover before it rains.
Ellie, we gotta get upstairs and close them windows.
Whoa, Miss Drysdale, hold on there, hold on. Tomorrow's another day.
You will continue moving tomorrow, you promise?
We'll spend the whole day just making the Fenwicks happy.
And me. I'll come here early to help.
Well, why don't you just rest up tomorrow? You must be all tuckered out.
No. I shall be here early.
Never did see such a change of heart come over a woman.
Jed!
Oh, Granny, let's have victuals early so we can all get to sleep early. Tomorrow's a big day.
Ain't none of us gonna get to sleep early tonight, Jed Clampett.
Why not?
Miss Drysdale's done emptied out all 12 bedrooms.